This is part 5 of Boiler Room. Having these dialogues in the attic where I don't leave the house, there is, in them, indignity. Some asshole tells me he's what's the word? Libertarian? Yes, that's the term. Goodness, who in their ideal world is not a libertarian? How selfish can one son of a bitch American be? I refer to these kooks as libertines, since they have the pretense of liberty, yet fail to acknowledge a system, a culture, this capitalism, this fundamentally messed up society that screams and requires a government who assists our maladroit, awkward, stumbling demise. Is there a better system than winner take all? I'm not saying yes or no. I'm merely suggesting don't tout the likes of Ayn Rand and her posse of falling flakes to the hard ground. It isn't snowing, guys. Bing Crosby is long dead as we rewind and replay his masterpiece, White Christmas, for nostalgic's sake, and to dream, of course, of Christmas. This crap comes from the elites who have had enough on their minds, bread in the bank, to print it out, only to compensate for their lonely opinion of themselves. Have you been to New York City, Paris, or London, trudged along the Upper East Side or astride the East River, the Seine, or the Thames? Sure, they work hard, most of them. But all they want to be seen. They just want to be seen like peacocks in a full stride brigade. I don't. I'm a pigeon. I want and will remain distant, silent, and to be read by the blind man of Braille, therefore never seen. A pigeon likes free food. Furthermore, clever ducklings waddle off to their own dying in the contaminated pond, since they fail to remember it's a community of half-wits that makes the riotous throng come alive, not a government that is invisible. Libertarians want fewer taxes, less government regulation, less government in general, to be self-determined. Who the fuck doesn't? Did I mention that libertarians are seldom librarians? I must leave the area. These politicians who want less government never see the irony in the simpleton's manifesto. I advise them to delve into the so-called private sector of the free market to create good jobs, since the economy is their sole measure of accomplishment, not whether the air is clean or the water in the pond is contaminated by chemical runoff. Get out of government if you want it small, rich person. At least the liberals think a republic and the representative system will at least disenfranchise and assist the disenfranchised a smidge, which it does, tinker, since most Americans don't know the difference between a communist and a cancer cell. Much like my mother, a thinker, if one must apply labels and monikers to family, she referred to as the current president as a creep, not Biden. We tolerate him. If you want government smaller and you're in Congress, that's a woeful paradox. Get out of government if you don't like government. Simple, simpleton. So it goes beyond politics to the shores of decency, one might hope. The mother of lies was named Creep of the Decade by his own daughter. Just like we should privatize the military one day. That would be an innovative solution to a hasty extinction. In fact, I don't mind having the a-holes there in starched uniform to balance out the postmodern hippie progressive wing of a wounded and wokeful flock of jays. The military I've personally encountered, and it's been several in the air bases, have been sensible. Even Brian, an F-16 pilot, he too suffers. He thinks that what we are doing, and he thinks about it. He's smart, and he's a fighter pilot ready for war.